I saw the fastest increase in my overall production after I started doing this.
Hey, I'm Oakley. Thanks for clicking on the vid. I just wanted to preface really quickly that this video isn't going to show you the immediate, you're not going to watch this video and immediately have the best drum sauce in the world. But this is 100% the best way to learn drums so that you can internalize it and make your own drums rather than having to look up a video every time you want to do it. That's it. Enjoy the vid.
How to get better at drums faster, or the fastest way to get better at drums. And maybe this isn't going to be the fastest method for you, but I saw the fastest increase in my overall production after I started doing this. Normally what I would do before I started doing this is, if I wanted to, I want to make a Drake beat, right? But I don't know how to make a Drake beat. So I YouTube how to make a Drake beat and watch somebody make a Drake beat, do the same steps they do, follow their tutorial of how to make a Drake beat, and end up with a recreation of what they were doing on YouTube. And it never actually improved my skill set. It didn't make me be able to sit down and make Drake beats, but this did, doing what I'm about to show you now. I made this as an example, but instead of this, like, this is a beat with drums, melody, everything. Take a song from the artist that you want to make beats for, bring it into your FL Studio, and use it. There's a website called TuneBat you can go to, type in the title of that song, and it's going to give you all the information you need for your song, and I'll show you what to do with that information. So TuneBat is going to give you a key and the BPM of your song, and what you're going to do with that. So for example, say this is whatever song you chose, and it happened to be 155 A sharp minor. The first thing you're going to do is set your BPM to 155 before you even bring in the MP3 of the song you want to learn. After that, you'll come into your piano roll, and you'll just right click on this little music note. After, like, once you're in there, you can choose the scale. So that's the other information you're going to put in from TuneBat. So in this case, with this sample that I'm using for this video, it's A sharp and it's in minor. All that does is make it so that these gray notes are going to be the notes you can use when you're like programming your 808s to be in key with what you want to be making. But don't worry about it for now. Just do that and drag in your song up here. So instead of, on your screen, what it should look like, instead of having this like a loop like this, it should have a song that you've downloaded the MP3 for, and you want to make beats, similar to that. And then you've got your BPM set up to the same tempo as your song, and your key set to the same. So once you're here, you're good. Then what you're going to want to do once you have your song in here, and for you, this, maybe it is just an instrumental, maybe you chose a song with vocals, but I'll play this right now so you guys can hear it. After you've got it dragged in, your next step is going to be to create a new pattern and put it underneath and make it loop, however many bars. Like, maybe it's a 16-bar drum loop, maybe it's an 8-bar drum loop, maybe it's a 4-bar drum loop, but that's how long you're going to make your pattern. So I think for now we'll make ours like this long. And then what you're going to want to do is listen to each individual drum inside of the sample that you're using, and search through either the drum kits you have or the internet to find drums that are similar to that. And that's going to help with your sound selection. And that's not even what we're focusing on here, but that's just a bonus that, is going to help you out while you're doing this. And now, once you have all of your sounds picked, they don't need to be the exact sounds that are in the song that you're trying to learn, but you want them to be somewhat similar. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn down the song that you dragged in, and you're going to keep your channel rack open underneath it here. And now what you can do is just follow along. First, you're going to want to start with the snare. So the snare that you chose, right there, we chose this snare. So what we're going to do with this snare is replicate the song. And as you can just hear it easily because it's layered right on top of each other. That's in the right spot. And maybe it won't come as quickly to you because it's your first time doing it, but once you do it enough times you start to realize the patterns, and eventually be able to sit down and just make a song like that because you've realized the patterns from studying songs that are already popular and big, which is something that you can't learn by watching somebody else make a beat on YouTube. This is, you're putting down a song and you're learning how to make it, and then that's just going to add tools and skills to your. One thing I want to mention is when you're doing this, it doesn't need to be exact. All you're getting down is, the tempos for the songs that you're trying to create. You're getting down like the basic snare patterns. You're getting down the stuff that's building blocks for the song is going to be ingrained in your brain once you make 3 or 4 of them, because you'll start recognizing what things stay the same and what changes. So we'll give it a listen here and we'll keep adding in more of these drums. Now, if the hi-hats are something that you want to learn to do, is a little bit more difficult, but the easiest way to do it, when you hear the little quick, the rolls they're called in the hi-hats, the easiest way to do that is come in here to your 2-step hi-hat, and you're just going to select them all and make them, just turn them into full 8th notes rather than just the little ones from the in here when you do it in here. But you can hear at the beginning there's 2, so we do this, and you can hear here there's a roll. So what we'll do is we'll select this one, Alt and U to chop it up, and that sounds right, but that roll doesn't last as long. And then you just do that for the rest of the hi-hats. It's as easy as that. And now I'm also hearing another snare in there somewhere. This is that snare right here, and we're hearing it. That. And then I can hear that there's another hi-hat playing a different pattern right here. Something like that is what I'm hearing, and maybe we could turn the velocities down a bit. So you've listened to the song, you've recreated the drum pattern, and now you're free to do what you want with what you've made. You can take out this song, and now you have a foundation of, it's already the same bounce. The drums are gonna, you know what I mean? Having the drums be similar to the beat you want to create, rather than making a melody and then the drums are in the wrong tempo, the BPM is off, or you're using the wrong type of drum sounds. Just training your ear by listening to other songs and finding drums that sound similar is going to help you, figure out which drums are better, which kind of patterns you should be using for what type of beats. And then what you can do after you've done this and copied the drums is you can find your own melody now. You can find a loop that sounds similar to the song you're trying to replicate, or you can create your own, but you've foundation down so that it's gonna come out sounding at least similar to how you want it. And here I'll play for you guys my recreation and the original one. So this is what we started with here, what the song we wanted to replicate. And this is what we came out with. And as you can already imagine, there's a million different things you could do with this. And if you guys want to see a video about how to, once you've done this, how to turn it into a full beat, maybe I'll make a beat like that. But, you know, it's just the same thing. If this were a full song, you could recreate every single piece of the song down, you know, to the arrangement, to the mixing, to, you know, everything is going to give you way more experience and knowledge to actually produce rather than crutching on somebody else's knowledge. You can build your own, you know. And obviously it's useful to find tips from people on the internet and different mixing shit, and but do this, learn the patterns and the timing and everything before you get too deep into mixing your 808s, and you know, learn how to just make a basic bounce for different genres, different, you know. And you don't even need to learn a whole bunch, you can just learn one.